If you like optimistic science and tech stories, please subscribe. What if the world's greatest inventor was not Thomas Edison, but a mysterious man who saw visions of machines inside his mind? A man who dreamed of free energy for all humanity, who built towers that could light up the earth without wires, who claimed to speak with signals from outer space, and who died alone in a hotel room feeding pigeons as the world ignored him. This is not a science fiction story. This is the life of Nikola Tesla, the man who saw the future. Nikola Tesla was born at midnight during a violent lightning storm on July 10, 1856, in the small village of Smiljan, in what is today Croatia. Legend has it that, as he entered the world, a midwife declared the lightning a bad omen, saying the child would be a child of darkness. His mother replied, "No, he will be a child of light." From the very beginning, Tesla was different. As a child, he experienced strange visions, bursts of light, and vivid images that would appear in front of him. They were so real that he often could not tell if they were in his mind or in the world around him. While others thought he was strange, Tesla learned to use these visions as tools. He could imagine an invention in complete detail, every nut, every bolt, every wire, and test it inside his mind before ever building it. His mother, though uneducated, was a remarkable inventor herself. She built simple machines to make life easier on their farm, weaving threads, crafting tools, and creating practical devices from scraps. Tesla often said that his inventive spirit came not from his famous priest father, but from his mother's quiet genius. Young Nikola was a brilliant but obsessive student. He could memorize entire books after a single reading. He would solve advanced mathematics in his head, to the disbelief of his teachers. Yet he was also haunted by compulsions. He could not bear to touch hair, pearls, or even round objects. He counted steps wherever he went, and often insisted on doing things in sets of 3. These quirks, though odd, would later fuel his reputation as both a genius and a madman. At the age of 17, Tesla nearly died of cholera. For months he lay bedridden, so weak he could barely move. His father, desperate, promised that if Nikola survived, he would allow him to study engineering instead of following him into the priesthood. Tesla recovered, and true to his father's word, he began his studies in technical school. In Graz, Austria, he first encountered a new invention, a primitive electric generator. But Tesla immediately noticed its flaws. At that very moment, he envisioned something revolutionary: a motor powered by alternating current, electricity, that pulsed back and forth instead of flowing in one direction. It was as if the blueprint had been revealed to him in an instant. From that day, Tesla became obsessed. Alone in his room, he designed and redid the alternating current motor, drawing diagram after diagram. To this day, experts cannot say whether Tesla actually invented the AC motor or just improved upon existing designs, but in either case, he was its father. Alternating current would become the backbone of modern electrical systems, allowing electricity to travel vast distances. But Tesla's life was never easy. He left school without finishing, worked as a draftsman and mechanic, and struggled with poverty. He moved constantly, sometimes homeless, sometimes sick, but always consumed by his ideas. Friends recalled how he would wander parks alone, tracing imaginary diagrams in the dirt with a stick, lost in his visions. In 1884, Tesla crossed the Atlantic to America with nothing but a letter of recommendation and a few coins. He arrived in New York, a tall, thin, dark-eyed stranger who spoke with an accent and carried dreams larger than life. With him was a letter addressed to Thomas Edison. Edison, already world-famous as the inventor of the light bulb, hired Tesla to work in his company. At first, Tesla admired him, but soon, the differences between them grew obvious. Edison was practical, profit-driven, and skeptical of theory. Tesla was idealistic, perfectionist, and obsessed with elegant design. Edison championed direct current, or DC, which could only travel short distances. Tesla insisted alternating current, or AC, was the future. According to one story, Edison promised Tesla $50,000 if he could improve his machines. Tesla worked tirelessly, redesigned them, and succeeded. But when he asked for the money, Edison laughed and said, "You don't understand our American humor." Humiliated, Tesla resigned. Alone and destitute, Tesla dug ditches to survive. For a man of his brilliance, it was misery, but fate had other plans. He soon met George Westinghouse, an industrialist willing to invest in Tesla's vision of AC power. Together, they launched a revolution. Thus began the famous War of Currents. Edison launched a smear campaign against AC. He staged public electrocutions of animals, dogs, horses, even an elephant to convince the public it was too dangerous. He promoted the electric chair as proof of AC's lethal power. Newspapers printed gruesome images, and Edison used every trick to destroy Tesla, but the tide turned in 1893. At the Chicago World's Fair, Tesla and Westinghouse won the contract to power the entire event with alternating current. When night fell and hundreds of thousands of light bulbs illuminated the fairgrounds, the crowd gasped in awe. The world had changed. Tesla had defeated Edison. 3 years later, Tesla's dream reached new heights when his AC system harnessed the power of Niagara Falls. Giant turbines roared as water rushed through, generating electricity that lit up the city of Buffalo, New York. For Tesla, it was a triumph, proof that his vision of an electrified world had come true. But Tesla was not satisfied. While others profited, he moved on to new ideas: wireless transmission of power, radio, remote control, and even machines to study the Earth's resonance. In Colorado Springs, he built enormous coils that unleashed artificial lightning. Witnesses said sparks over 100 feet long cracked through the air, while the ground shook with thunder. Tesla himself reported communicating with signals from space, possibly extraterrestrial life. In his laboratory, Tesla experienced another breakthrough. He created a deadly weapon of war, the first radio-controlled boat. It was an unmanned torpedo capable of traveling miles and detonating at a distance. He demonstrated it to the U.S. Navy, but they showed little interest. Tesla did not want to build weapons. He believed in progress, not destruction, so he left it unfinished. With the backing of financier J.P. Morgan, Tesla built the Wardenclyffe Tower, a massive structure on Long Island designed to transmit wireless electricity across the world. Tesla dreamed of free energy for all humanity: no wires, no bills, just limitless power from the earth itself. But Morgan saw no profit in free energy. He cut Tesla off, and the tower was abandoned, eventually demolished. Tesla's eccentricity grew with age. He spoke of death rays capable of destroying armies, of wireless communication networks that sounded like today's internet, of aircraft powered without fuel. Many dismissed him as a crank, yet decades later, some of his predictions proved eerily accurate. In his final years, Tesla lived in New York hotels, often moving when he could no longer pay the bills. He fed pigeons daily, and became deeply attached to one in particular, a white dove he claimed was the love of his life. "I loved that pigeon," he said, "as a man loves a woman, and she loved me. As long as I had her, my life had meaning." When the pigeon died, Tesla said a light left his life. On January 7, 1943, Nikola Tesla was found dead in room 3327 of the New Yorker hotel. He was 86 years old, penniless and forgotten. Within hours, government agents seized his notebooks and papers. Some were released years later, others remain classified. Rumors swirl of hidden inventions: particle beam weapons, machines to split the earth, devices to harness cosmic energy. Today, Tesla is remembered not as a madman, but as a prophet. He imagined smartphones, wireless communication, renewable energy, and technologies that power our world today. He died poor, but his ideas made the modern world rich. Nikola Tesla lived in a time that could not understand him. He dreamed of lighting the earth without wires, of ending war with weapons of terrible power, of giving humanity unlimited energy. Was he a visionary centuries ahead of his time? Or was he a tragic genius doomed by his own impossible dreams? One thing is certain, his lightning still echoes across history, and the world is only now beginning to catch up to the future that Nikola Tesla saw more than 100 years ago. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It's me. Thanks for watching.